See the guy like started making her feel guilty like she was the bad guy. Still, she didn't even know where how the conversation now became about her, how selfish she was. So she even started apologizing, begging the guy. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Stella G, and if you're new, you're highly welcome. Please do well to hit the subscribe button so you could join the makeup squad. So today we are doing a matte look for beginners. While I give you guys this hot gist, please do well. I've said that before, right? Let's go into this. So from that last week's story of that how you could get easily manipulated in a relationship, this lady sent me her story. We'll call her Lady X, Miss X. So background of her: she's a graduate, but she lost her job. She had not been employed for at least 3 months. So she had this man friend she have known close to a year. Let's call him B, Mr. B. So Mr. B is a very super rich guy. He's very rich that he doesn't fly normal this thing. He uses his private jet to travel. So and since she hasn't been working close to 5 months, she has been broke, depressed, and this Mr. B is her boyfriend. Her building went okay. Part of her building, her rent was expiring, but before then, part of her building divided into 2, and she was living in the top floor. So it wasn't quite safe for her to be staying there anymore. And remember, she's unemployed, so she's just living off her life savings. So this one is too light and this one is too dark. This one is too light. I always mix them together to get my perfect and to get my shade. It might not be perfect, but it's close. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't get it right. So she got lucky. A month before her rent was due, she got employed back. So he started working, but she can't gather all that money for in 2 months. Like, that's her rent is expiring July. She got employed on May. So she can't get up all the money, and in Nigeria is yearly. You have to pay yearly. You have to pay service charge, agent fee. Like this thing is just much. So she now asked Mr. B for support. Mr. B told her, you don't have money. That means you are going to be sleeping under the bridge. Told her she was going to sleep because she's in Lagos. And she's going to sleep under the bridge since she says she does not have money and her rent is expiring. Like he said jokingly. So this is, I'm using as my concealer, the camouflage from Flawless. So she now pleaded with Mr. X for support. So when June came, she collected her first salary, but it wasn't still enough because she has to pay like 1 point something naira for the rent, for the year rent. So Mr. M gave her 200,000 naira. That is like $250. Mr. M gave her 200,000 naira out of 1 million. And she now pleaded, like, the guy now turned her to a baby for her to be pleading, begging, this is not enough. Please. Imagine somebody that's enters private jet, right? You want to travel to the next, you enter private jet. And you're supposed, no, let me not start. So, when she was pleading, Mr. M told her to organize her friends, that she's stressed and he wants her to have fun. He should organize her friends, call her friends, that he will rent an apartment for a party, a sleepover. So she was like, oh, maybe he's going to give me money after the sleepover. So she now organized, call her friends to call their friends. The party is supposed to be all girls, like all girls sleepover. So she now called her friends to call their friends. So the day of the sleepover reached, they rented an apartment for a night. What more than they rented like a 2-room parlor, like what is that? Like it was an expensive apartment for the night. It was close to 300,000 naira for a night. He paid for it. He paid for the food that they are going to use that night. He paid for a lot of drinks. So when the girls came, then the girl now told him like they are here. He said okay, they should start without him. They should have fun. They should drink. Okay, she said okay. She was like playing along. She needed money. Want to see where this is going. So I'm using this pink Converse lip palette as my blush. I like to use liquid blush because it stays longer. So at the party now, he gave her like close to 100K to buy drinks and food, like to cater for the party. And she got those things. The night arrived. Her friend brought her friends. So the place, like, girls were like everywhere. Slim ones, fat ones, the one that don't L. This was like crazy that night because it was supposed to be all girls night out. So the girls dressed their best, like scanty dresses and stuff, and came for the party. I'm using this flawless powder to set my conceal area. So after when the party arrived, I'm using the back of my hand that I will evenly spread out. When the party arrived, like they had fun, started playing games, started playing truth or dare. Since he did not arrive, when it was 12, he wasn't there. So she thought maybe he wasn't coming, that means he was really doing this for her. So the party started getting crazy because since it was just girls, they started playing truth or dare. Things started getting wild, getting naked and stuff. It was around 1:30 that he walked in with his key that he had in the apartment, and she was already drunk. Let me do my brows and come in. This one for my contour. So we walked in when around 1:30 when things have gotten really wild, pretty wild. So most of the girls were already half naked and stuff. We went and sat on the balcony, like a higher distance. I think you say like you knew why you rented that particular apartment, because it starts on the high end. And was watching what the girls were doing down below, like a thing, sitting and surveying your subjects. So when the around 2 to 3, she was really drunk. She said she didn't really know what she was doing anymore, but she was pretty drunk because alcohol and other substances were exchanged or were done. So he came down from his throne where he was watching. He already picked the target that night. Like, you stay upstairs and survey all the ones you like. He already picked the target. I usually use my contour to make my forehead look smaller. And for my cheekbones too. This smaller brush to snatch my nose. So he came down, went directly to the girl. She was watching, even though she was but she was still conscious. So she washed, he went to the girl, started playing with the girl. Since the girl was drunk, they just started playing back. Like that one so wasn't really her friend, it was a friend of her friend. So she didn't really know that girl is. She just met her that night because of the party. So he started playing with the girl started playing back. Things started getting heated, started kissing the girl and stuff. So she was just looking like, what's going on? She did like she didn't really care, still trying to play, keep the game going since she was the host. So I'm using that concealer, the running one, as my eyeshadow base. I'll blend it all out now with my beauty sponge. So she said it was like it is. Now, when he noticed that she was looking intently, he now left the girl and came to her and excused her. We want to discuss something with her. In this girl eyeshadow palette, I'm starting out with this black, matte black. So we now took her to the next room, like the master bedroom. Told her that he likes that girl, that she's his girl, that he had been wanting to experiment this, like since she's having fun, they should continue. They should like bring the girl, three of them will have fun together. She said that the stage she was in, everything sounds good, everything sounds okay. So she okayed it, went downstairs with him, and he now pulled her to his lap, started making out with her in front of everybody. Making out in front of her, touching, it was bringing the girl, because he sat very close, he sat next to the chair of the girl he wants. So he now dragged her, drag the other girl's hand in between them so that the girl will be touching while they are kissing and stuff. Going with the brown shade to soften that black. So they now, after making out in front of everybody, they now dragged her and the girl upstairs. They had fun that night. The next morning when she started recovering now, everything seems crazy. So the girl caught her when she was unguided. So the next morning, before she could wake up, the girl already woken up and left. So she woke up alone. So I'm using this brown as my transition color. So the next morning, he left before she could wake. When she wakes, her friend invited, her friend that she knows that invited this girl that they played with, came into the room and now told her that the friend wants to go. He said, okay, tell her thank you for coming and all. So what, thank you for what? Okay, thank you. The friend was behaving strange. So when the friend could not tell her anything, so she went downstairs, had a conversation. She didn't know what she discussed with her other friend. So when she went downstairs, the girl said she can't take thank you, that she has to pay her. Pay you. He said, yes, you have to pay me for what I did. Mixing this and this to see if it will give me a grey shade. I want grey, but I don't have a grey eyeshadow. So remember, she's broke, she's looking for house rent. We started arguing, the thing almost turned to a big problem. So she now take from her rent to pay this girl. After paying her, she left. Then mission of trying to trace where her boyfriend is. So now, it was a Saturday, so he now told him he wants to see him The girl was sounding happy and all, thinking everything is fine and all. When she went to see him, she now asked her, what was that for? What happened tonight? What happened? The girl was like, what? I did all that one for you. I did this thing. I see you were sad. I said I should make you happy, and you're coming here feeling ungrateful. See the guy like started making her feel guilty, like she was the bad guy. See, she didn't even know how the conversation now became about her, how selfish she was. So she even started apologizing, begging the guy. That is where it's manipulativity is where we are going. They're begging the guy. The guy said no, he was not going to complain. She's that ungrateful, doing everything to please her, and she's here talking nonsense. The girl started pleading, please. And mind you, she still have a house rent to complete. So she started pleading. The girl should be sorry. She did not sorry. The guy said, no, everything I do it for you. And you are here talking about what? About a girl that I don't even have a number. About this, about that. What was that? She started begging, pleading. They should forgive her. So she said she didn't know how it became her fault. Like this thing just trying to turn this into gray. So I'm putting a little bit of brown. The brown I use for this thing, I think this is the closest I can get. So I've tried. Please recommend any eyeshadow palette that has gray. I need gray. So the guy was like, no, you're so ungrateful. Like, he will not even pay her rent. He wanted giving her the full money, and she's here talking nonsense. So ungrateful to everything she have done for her. The girl was begging and begging. She came annoyed. Now she's the one begging. She didn't even know why she was begging. So the guy, after ranting, now give her 100K. Mind you, she already paid the other lady 30K. So giving her 70K plus the 20K give a very rich boyfriend that you have. You think, oh, you take all my needs and stuff. So see here. So after that, she had to now call the family members and everything. They should bail her out. So I was like, I'm not thinking, you say you have a rich boyfriend. I'm using classic lash glue for my lash. So my own deduction is, if you have a super rich boyfriend, he should count for something, right? I'm not saying she should feel entitled to his money. That's not what I'm trying to say. He should work hard for his money. She should work hard for her own money. I'm not saying she should, but he should have counted for something. I have a super rich boyfriend that can do nothing for you. And I'm not even thinking you're thinking he's your boyfriend. I'm not even sure you're even his girlfriend. You are not. You're not even like one of the top dogs, because if you are important, I've helped you out. I wouldn't have pulled that stunt on you. Having a rich friend, a rich boyfriend should have counted for something, not for decorative purposes, not for you to tell your friend, oh, I have a rich boyfriend. What does he do for you? Nothing. I'm applying my lashes now. So my dear, if you are watching this, that guy ain't your boyfriend. I don't know whether I'm just being skeptical, but from your story, he's not your boyfriend, because he no send you, he no give you time of day. He no saying anything about you. So you have removed yourself from the market, my dear. Go back into the market. You don't have a boyfriend. Go and look for a boyfriend. Because what you just explained is not your. You are just among the friends, the girls he has friends with. You are not his girlfriend. And this situation should show you where he placed you in his life. Like, you are not important at all. I'm not trying to be hurtful or anything, but Guys, please, from the story, what do you think? Because it feels like I'm being mean, but the truth has to be spoken. I apply my finishing powder. So go back in. Since this episode will teach you what he thinks about you, he doesn't even respect you at all. Respect is zero. This is a typical case of see finish. He don't see you finish. So go back to your dating pool. Maybe you can keep him by the side and be like, this one is somebody I have fun with when I want to have fun. But it ain't no boyfriend of yours. Everything we keep with this second break. So that's the case of you say you are dating a rich guy. It's not about you dating a rich guy. Is this guy a giver? He can be very rich, and I had one experience like that in my uni days. I think I'll share it in the next video. He can be a giver and all that, but then he can be a rich guy, but he's not a giver. So it's not about you being around rich people. What are these people doing to your life? Do you just want to feel among, be like, I'm dating a rich guy? What are they impacting on you? Guys, this is the final look. Hope you learned something from today's video. And don't forget to share your story, your thoughts about the story. If you have a story to tell, you can reach me on gnstella@gmail.com and share your story there, or my Instagram handle. I'll pin my email on the description box. Until the next video.